and welcome to the Trading Bell. Now we cross borders a little, but still having the conversation here locally with BK Group, and I'm speaking to the group CEO, that is Dr. Uzziel Ndagijimana, and he will also be joined by Levi Gasangwa, the Bank of Kigali Business and Corporate Solutions Head, to have a discussion about how they're faring on right here and what is in it for investors who have actually invested, because this is actually a cross-listed company here at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Let's get into the conversation. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Excellent. There you have it. And we just want to have a picture of how they're doing, because they are cross-listed here. And so I'm sure for you investors, you'd also want to know how they're doing, what's in the offing and the likes. And I want to start with you, Dr. Uzziel. As a group CEO, definitely you sit at a pivotal point where you are seeing the overall operation of the group. And you just released your results, which were quite impressive when I looked at the numbers. I think it was 21.7 increase in profit after tax, which was commendable. I just wanted you to paint a picture. What drove to these great numbers for your bank?
Yeah, you're right. We had a very successful year, 2024, but it was really a continuation of high performance of the group, because even the previous year we had a very high growth. We had very good growth in revenues, both in the net income, net interest income from the loans we distribute, but also from non-funded income. Both grew by 15.3%.
Wow, that's very good.
We mobilized the deposits, which increased also by about 19%. And also, most importantly, we managed to contain our operating cost. So limiting it at 2.6% growth.
Wow.
So this also has helped us to reduce our cost to income. From 42% around to 38%.
I'm sure, still at you before I come to you later on, Levi. Still as a group CEO, you sit at a place where you're looking at all the macro environments, things that could affect your bank. When I speak to CEOs in our local banks here, and even regional banks, they're also concerned when the presidency of Trump comes on board and they're hitting levies, or when we have interest rates or currency stabilization. I don't know, from where you sit, what has been your key challenges when you look at the macros? How are they faring on?
Actually, our macroeconomic environment is very good. It is one of the drivers of our success as well.
Excellent.
So we had a very high growth. Our economy grew by 8.9%. It's the highest in Africa. But it's not one-off achievement. It's really a sustained high growth, because the previous year we had 8.2, previous year 8.2, 2021 we had 11.9. So it's really a sustained high growth, which also translates into growth in the business activities, which create a good opportunity for our group and the other players on the market.
Thank you so much for that. Let me bring you in, Levi, and you sit at a place where you're looking at business and solutions for the corporates. And I wanted to bring in the element of digital banking offering. I'm sure you're doing your very best as well to ensure that your customers can as easily and as possible have easy access in their operations through digital means. So I wanted to ask you, how has this impacted these numbers that we're talking about in terms of the inclusion and customer experience?
Thank you very much. Indeed, in 2018, the bank embarked on a digital transformation journey, which made us improve, not only changing our core banking system to become a more nimble and add new solutions, and having digital channels that are on par with international standards. And we've seen our digital onboarding rates improving from 43% to 70% the last 2 years or so. And this also translated in a reduction of our costs.
Yeah.
As we now reshuffle our sales, our branch teams to work in sales centers, which also boosted revenue. So we are very happy with the trend in digital onboarding, and we hope to achieve 80% by the end of 2025.
Okay. Since I asked the Group CEO 2 questions, I'm going to ask you one more. Let's talk about your non-performing loans. Every time I have conversations with banks here, they always try to ensure it is below the 2-digit figures so that at least they can manage it as much as possible. You are also offering a lot. When you go to digital, actually, it's more like a risky also environment the more you do this. How are your NPLs and how are they faring on?
Our current, we ended the year with a non-performing loan ratio of 3.2%.
Hold on, you said 3.2?
3.2%.
I've not had such low figures in a long time. But go ahead.
This speaks volume to our approach to have stringent credit underwriting, to have strong monitoring mechanism in place. It is 2% below the recommended 5% from our regulator, the National Bank of Rwanda. However, we believe that beyond the non-performing loan ratio, we are keen to reduce our cost of risk, to ensure that it also goes down, and we are aiming to reduce it by the end, in the realm of 1.5%.
Okay. Lovely. I can't wait to bring you back, Dr. Uzziel.
Digit.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to bring you in and ask you, just from a strategic point of view, because I am very impressed by such figures, such single digits. What is it that you're doing strategically to ensure that you're maintaining such operations and financial stability, even as you're offering all these offers to your customers and all that? Just to paint a color on your strategy.
Yeah, we have actually a new strategy of the group, which is also cascaded to all subsidiaries. We want to strengthen our human capacities by attracting, developing, and retaining top talent. We also are now accelerating our digitalization agenda, as Levi has just mentioned.
Absolutely.
So we are working on many products, many digital channels to access more customers, especially those at the bottom, to also to have a significant contribution to our financial inclusion. We are also strengthening synergies among our subsidiaries, because we are offering a range of services, from banking services through insurance. We have a general insurance company, we have a fintech company, we have a BK Capital, all offering financial services, but when with synergies and the opportunity for cross-selling of those products. So we can offer a package of services to the same customers out there.
Okay, lovely. I'm still going to ask you and dig deeper into that, because I have seen regional banks come in really fast in your forte, if I may say that. We have quite a number who speak about how they're performing in Rwanda, for example. Of course, you're cross-listed here, and I know part of your strategy, as you said, is expansion, both digitally, and I don't know about, you speak about the physical ones. I've seen customers still want to meet with their bankers, a lot of them. I don't know whether that's the same thing that is happening there. So speaking to that in terms of expansion, are you afraid of these regional guys coming there? Or are they welcome because probably you're also planning to do the same?
No, I think it's a good signal of the attractiveness of our market. So I've seen many Kenyan banks coming to Rwanda, and even recently, 2 of them acquired local banks to expand their size. But BK Group is still the largest on the market. Of course, competition is increasing, but the competition is healthy. It allows us also to perform better. And business opportunities on the market are still there. For example, our recent FinScope survey, which is a financial inclusion survey that we conduct every 4 years, indicate that we have achieved overall financial inclusion of 96% of the population. But the adult population that are banked represent only 22%.
Okay.
Which means majority of them use mobile money and informal financial services or non-banking services, so which indicate that there is a lot of room to grow.
Okay.
BK Group and the other even competing banks.
Absolutely.
So we still have opportunity on the local market.
Okay. Yeah. I'll come back to you, and I will come to ask you about how you are diversifying your income, because regionally here I've seen banks, most of them are even acquiring insurance and all that. Maybe you'll take me through that. But let me bring you back for a quick question here, Levi, and it's about the SME sector and the corporate banking that you really are the heart of. Financing these people really ensures that there's economic growth. As the group is here said, it's looking at how the country is doing in terms of the growth, it means there's something right happening. And so with such kind of growth, I'm sure there's an appetite for growth of corporates, growth of SMEs and all that. So I wanted to ask you, with this increasing in terms of financing for these particular sectors, what initiatives are you doing to ensure that you keep the businesses going and supporting them, especially in the sectors of trade, agriculture, and I'm sure manufacturing? Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you asked that question, because the SMEs constitute 90% of the businesses in Rwanda. And since 2021, we intensify our focus on these segments, and we build a team capacity, and we've seen our corporate concentration reducing from 80% to 65%.
Wow.
Meaning that the SME loan is growing steadily.
Yeah.
And we also believe that it is an area where the financial sector, the Bank of Kigali in particular, can also help propel not only their growth, but also the job creation and the contribution to the general economy. I'm happy also to mention that some of our SME have graduated into the corporate loan book, which shows that they are not static. They're actually going above and beyond. And we believe that by partnering with them, we will have even better result. It has been growing steadily, averagely by 20% for the loan book and 25% in terms of deposits. And it is a second contributor to the profit of the bank to the tune of 37%.
Wow.
So I'm glad you asked it, and it's something that we want to continue to do.
I love it. I love it. I don't envy your position sometimes because you have to, when you have achieved a certain level, the only way to go is up. So we cannot wait for that. So I wanted to ask you, when you look at some of the strategies that you're doing and really commendable numbers that you have been giving there, I wanted to ask you about your diversification to ensure that there are more revenue streams that you can get there. And I can hear focus on SMEs as well is one of it. Are you thinking, just like I have seen others thinking, of trying to diversify from wealth management and insurance? I don't know. What's happening down there for you to diversify the money?
We are already diverse because of course, we have to do more.
Absolutely.
But already we have 4 business entities, as I mentioned. We have the bank, which is also growing very fast. We have an insurance company that offers all non-life insurance products. Probably we should move to life insurance. It's what is lacking now. And we have a company that is in the fintech area, which develop all digital solutions for the group and for the market, for agriculture, for education, and for other companies. And we have also Beer Capital, which is licensed for investment banking and the fund management. So each of those entities is also expanding the product. adopting digital technology to access more clients, but also also expand the existing products.
Okay.
To capture more size of market.
Absolutely. I love this. Finally, I want to ask each of you one question. And I want to start with you, Levi. And my question for you is this. Such success of entry in terms of SMEs, I mean, there's a lesson to learn. And I'm sure a lot of people who will be watching, especially people in the banking sector, would want to know what is the secret probably to ensure that all this happens. But as well as, paint a picture of your observations as a key player in the Rwanda banking sector. What's the bank's approach to deepening financial inclusion? Because I love the figures that I've heard of the people who you have ensured are part and parcel of the financial ecosystem. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I think one of the key for success for SME and the emphasis is on how can we help them improve the corporate governance, to improve that they grow in terms of financial discipline, that they have good corporate governance, good financial planning, and ensuring that they maintain their discipline in terms of meeting their financial obligations. We were also keen to design tailor-made product that fits their needs. Yeah. Because most of them are in many sectors, not all of them perform the same. We put a special emphasis on trading fast-moving products, and then we were keen to see those value chains that have the best margins. Okay. Because our goal is not to burden companies with debts. Yeah. We want those debts to translate into growth. And lastly, we bundle our offering with non-financial services. So to ensure that they have the best practice, and in doing so, this is something we believe they will be eventually investment ready, and also be able to take the next step into raising equity. This is our approach, and we are partnering with our sister company, Bigger Capital, to do that. They have a good pipeline of SMEs that they are attending to. Yeah. Another lessons learned is that we didn't want to be overly optimistic. We wanted steady growth. Yeah. We kept and maintained a very stringent credit approach. Yeah. So that we finance projects that are bankable instead of opening the van and having a high rate of defaults. Wow.
Finally, I think as we close, Dr. Uzziel, I want to bring you in, and I want you to speak to the future of the Bank of Kigali, what you're seeing in the future, what you look at the outlook, but also even as you're speaking on that, touch a little bit on what you're doing to ensure that you're operating in a sustainable way, looking at some of your ESG initiatives and what you are doing. Please go ahead.
Yeah, as I said, we have a new strategy. Yeah. We to diversify our products, to increase our customers using the most effective distribution channels. Absolutely. For example, and also taking the maximum advantage from the intra-group synergies. Yes. I give you like 2 examples. We are a leading company in agriculture insurance. Our insurance company has about 51% of the market share in agribusiness, in agriculture insurance. Yeah. So we have PK Tech House, the fintech company, supporting the whole value chain in agriculture for government subsidized inputs, fertilizer, seeds. Yeah. So with a very rich database with the farmer profile. So this data is very useful for financial institutions, bigger bank and the other financial institutions. Wow. So what we are now trying to do is how do we use such opportunities? And if we have 51% of insured farmers with one of our companies, it means the same farmers can access other services.
Absolutely.
They can save, they can invest in bigger capital, they can borrow from the bank, they can. So this is what we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
So one of the reform we're doing is now to unify the KYC. So with a single ID, so that you can use the same data in one of our subsidiaries across the group.
Yeah.
So if you have a good customer in insurance, probably it's a good potential customer for other product. 2 or 3 products.
Yes.
So this is some of the things we're doing.
Yeah.
Now for ESG,
yes,
we are about to launch our first report on ESG.
Okay.
And also we are almost finalizing our ESG strategies, which are almost ready to be adopted.
Okay.
We have also, the group has created a foundation. We have a bigger foundation, which is a philanthropic arm of the group, funded by the group, but also mobilizing other resources.
Yeah.
And the intervention of the foundation is in key sectors: environment and conservation, innovation, and education.
Yeah.
So this is how we channel our ESG intervention through the foundation.
Okay. I hope you'll send me a copy of that report once it's out.
Oh, yes, yes.
Lovely. Yeah. Gentlemen, I want to appreciate you for your time.
Thank you.
And I hope Kenya is treating you well.
Very well.
Very well.
Very well.
Lovely. There you have it. That has been an interesting conversation with Dr. Uzziel Ndagijimana. That's the BK Group CEO. Of course, accompanied by the Chief Business and Corporate Solutions, that's Levi Gasangwa, all the way. And they are very optimistic about the bank and what they're doing, about the entire group as well, the initiatives. And you never know, one of these fine days here in Kenya, you might find a bank under their name. So you better jump in. And they had an amazing time as well with investors, and look at their books. They're super doing well. Thank you so much for your time. I'll leave you now with the markets.